If you have ever found yourself staring at your phone, waiting for that one notification, that one message, that one tiny sign that he is thinking about you, you are not alone. Nearly every woman I have ever spoken with about love, attraction, and emotional connection has gone through this pattern. You wait, you hope, you check, and then you check again. Maybe you watch his stories, notice whether he liked your post, study the timing of his messages, and try to interpret what it all means. It is exhausting, because even when you think you have found a sign, uncertainty still lingers. And when there is no sign at all, that uncertainty can feel almost unbearable. The mind begins to spiral. Did he forget about me? Is he pulling away? Did I imagine this connection in the first place? But what if the real evidence that someone is thinking of you does not come from his behavior, his social media activity, or even his words, but from something much deeper happening inside you? Yes, that may sound backward at first, because how could you possibly know without something external to confirm it? But once you understand the deeper mechanics of energy, emotion, and human connection, you begin to see that chasing outside proof only keeps you trapped in doubt, while real certainty, real connection, is awakened from within your own body. Why external signs keep you stuck. Let us look at why searching outside yourself never truly works. The moment you start looking for proof out there, you send a message to your subconscious. I do not have it yet. I am uncertain. I am still waiting. That energy of waiting acts like interference in a signal. You may believe you are sending out love, desire, or connection. But what you are really broadcasting is lack. And lack does not draw your desire closer. It only multiplies itself. Carl Jung, one of the great pioneers of modern psychology, spent years exploring how thought, emotion, and the unconscious mind shape human experience. One of his deepest insights was that when a thought is fused with elevated emotion, it changes your internal state in a powerful way, creating ripples not only within you, but in the people around you as well. Think about it. Have you ever suddenly thought of a person out of nowhere, with no logical reason, and then moments later they texted you, or you ran into them? That's not random. That's the power of energetic connection. Energy works both ways. What's even more fascinating is that this connection doesn't require the other person to be consciously aware of it. He doesn't need to believe in energy work. He doesn't need to sit there thinking, she must be sending me a signal right now. His subconscious, the part of him that's deeply responsive to emotion, memory, and sensation, picks up on the signal naturally. The limbic system in the brain, which processes emotion and memory, responds to energetic resonance the same way it responds to actual sensory experiences. That means, if you can create a strong, coherent emotional signal within yourself, it will be felt on his end. He may not understand why, but he'll pause, remember you, think of you, just as if something inside him was nudging, hey, remember her? The problem with how most people try now. Maybe you've already tried to send a signal before. Maybe you've visualized, meditated, repeated affirmations, or even practiced certain manifestation techniques, and yet nothing happened. No message, no random run-in, no confirmation. Why? Because the most common mistake, the mistake that 90% of women make, is trying to connect from a place of fear, lack, or doubt. You might be thinking about him intensely, but if the underlying feeling is, I miss him, I don't have him, what if he's gone? Then that's the frequency you're actually transmitting. Your mind can say, he's thinking of me, but your energy is saying, he's not here yet. And the universe always amplifies the dominant signal. The principle that changes everything. Here's where things shift. Carl Jung, and other great teachers like Neville Goddard emphasized a truth that changes the entire way you approach connection. You do not manifest what you want. You manifest what you are. If you are the version of yourself who is already remembered, already thought of, already connected, your energy will match that reality. You won't just be wishing for it. You'll be living it internally. And when you live it internally, the external begins to reflect it back to you. This is not airy-fairy magic. This is applied biology. When you enter a state of certainty and emotional alignment, your body's electromagnetic field changes. Your brain releases different neurotransmitters. Your heart rhythm shifts into coherence. These physiological changes are the signal, and they travel outward, affecting those you're connected to. Why this method works when others don't. The reason the technique you're about to learn works so powerfully is that it activates 3 centers of alignment at once. 1. The conscious mind. You'll set a crystal clear intention so your focus isn't scattered. 2. The heart. You'll engage your emotional center to amplify the signal. 3. The body. You'll anchor the feeling in your physical self so it's experienced as reality, not fantasy. When these 3 points are aligned, you create what's known as coherence. Coherence is a state where your mental, emotional, and physical energies are all moving in the same direction. And in that state, your signal is pure, strong, and undiluted. The decision before the technique. Before we even get to the actual steps, you need to make one crucial choice. Are you ready to let go of the need for proof before you believe it's happening? Because this process is not about control. It's not about forcing him to think of you. It's about becoming so aligned with the feeling that he is thinking of you that you no longer need to check, doubt, or ask. When you choose yourself, truly choose yourself, your energy becomes magnetic. He will feel it without knowing why. The mindset shift that unlocks magnetic energy. Most women fall into a trap. They wait for someone else to choose them so they can feel chosen. But the women who effortlessly draw attention, affection, and connection, they don't wait. They live from the vibration of already chosen. When you're in that state, you radiate presence. Your confidence isn't loud or forced. It's calm and undeniable. You're not chasing. You're simply existing in such a way that others want to come closer. The inner preparation. The 33-second technique, the one that will allow you to create and project a coherent signal, requires preparation. Without it, your energy will be scattered, your intention diluted, and your results inconsistent. This preparation has 3 steps. 1. Calm your conscious mind so the signal can pass without interference. 2. Connect to your desire without fear so you're transmitting abundance, not lack. 3. Create a physical anchor so you can quickly return to this state whenever needed. These are simple, short steps, but they make all the difference. In the next section, we'll walk through each one in detail so that when you finally do the 33-second activation, it lands with full force. The promise. By the time you finish this process, you will no longer be in that restless, uncertain state of, "Does he think of me?" Instead, you'll feel the deep, embodied certainty that he does, because you'll have activated the exact emotional, mental, and physical state that transmits that reality. And once it's activated, you won't need to chase, force, or wait. The signs will come naturally, sometimes within hours. But they'll come without you having to do a single thing to make them happen. If you were about to send the most important message of your life, you wouldn't type it on a broken keyboard or with the Wi-Fi cutting out, right? You'd make sure the signal was clear, the connection stable, the words exactly as you want them to be. That's exactly what we're doing here. The 33-second exercise you'll soon learn is powerful, but it's like a finely tuned musical note. It works best when there's no static, no distortion. Without preparation, your signal to him is like a radio station playing through heavy static. Some of it might get through, but most will be garbled. So before you even think about visualizing or sending emotion, you need to prepare the 3 essential centers in you: mind, heart, and body, so they work as one. Step 1. Calm your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is the part that thinks, plans, worries, analyzes, and asks, is this working? Did he get the message yet? What if it doesn't happen? It's useful in daily life, but for this technique, it's a troublemaker. An overactive conscious mind is like a noisy roommate shouting over your phone call. If you try to send while your mind is buzzing with anxiety or overthinking, the deeper layers of your being can't transmit clearly. So, we quiet it down. Here's how. Find a space where you can be alone for a few minutes. You don't need absolute silence, but you do need a sense of privacy. Sit or stand in a position where you feel supported. No slouching, no tension in your shoulders. Close your eyes. Now, simply notice your breath. Don't try to breathe correctly. Just observe. Cool air coming in through your nose. Warm air flowing out. If thoughts appear, and they will, treat them like clouds drifting by. Don't grab them. Don't push them away. Let them move past. Spend at least 1 minute here. 1 real minute. If you can stretch it to 2 or 3, even better. This isn't about stopping thoughts entirely. It's about loosening your grip on them so your deeper awareness can rise. Why this works on a biological level. When you observe your breath without forcing it, your nervous system shifts from the fight or flight state, sympathetic mode, into rest and digest, parasympathetic mode. This change slows your heart rate, calms the stress hormone cortisol, allows your brain waves to move from fast, jittery beta waves into calmer alpha waves. Alpha waves are where creativity, visualization, and intuitive sensing become easier. And they're the ideal brain state for energetic projection. So this isn't just relaxing. You're actually putting your brain and body into the perfect gear to send your signal clearly. Step 2. Connect to the desire without fear. Most people fail here without even realizing it. When you think about him, what comes up first? Is it excitement? Or is it a pang of missing? A subtle ache that says he's not here? If there's even a trace of longing or doubt, that's the energy you're broadcasting, and that's why nothing shifts. To correct this, we flip the script. Instead of thinking of him as someone you want, think of him as someone who is already in the act of remembering you. Here's how to practice. Keep your eyes closed after step 1. Bring him to mind, but not as a far-off person or a goal. Imagine for just a few seconds that right now, wherever he is, he has paused. He's thinking of you. He's recalling something small. The way your voice sounds. The way your laugh bubbles up. The way your hand feels in his. Don't see it like a movie where you're watching him. Instead, feel it from your own body. Ask yourself, how does my chest feel right now, knowing he's thinking of me? Does it expand? Does it warm? Does your breath change? You're not asking whether this is true in the literal sense. You're telling your body to experience it as if it's already reality. Why this works. Your body doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. When you truly feel the scenario, your brain releases the same chemicals. Your heart rate changes in the same way, and your electromagnetic field shifts in the same pattern it would if it were actually happening. That's why athletes visualize winning before the race, and why musicians rehearse mentally before performing. They're programming their body for the reality they want. In your case, you're programming your energy field to match the reality of being thought of. Step 3. Prepare the physical anchor signal. This is where we lock it into your body. A physical anchor is a gesture you associate with a specific emotional state. When you repeat the gesture later, your body instantly recalls the state, even if your mind has wandered elsewhere. This comes from neurolinguistic programming, NLP, where a movement, touch, or position becomes a shortcut to a certain mindset. Think of it like a save button for your emotional state. Choosing your anchor. It should be simple, repeatable anywhere, and subtle enough that no one else needs to know what you're doing. Examples: placing your right hand over the center of your chest, folding your hands together, touching your fingertips to the center of your forehead. Once you choose it, stick with it. Consistency is key. Every time you do this gesture, you're deepening the connection between it and the emotional state. How to charge the anchor. 1. While still holding the feeling from step 2, the certainty that he's thinking of you, make your chosen gesture. 2. Hold the gesture for a few seconds as you breathe. 3. Look at yourself in the mirror while doing it, if possible. Not to critique yourself, but to witness who you are when you are in this powerful, magnetic state. This is you in your element, confident, chosen, certain. The more vividly you link this gesture to that state, the faster you'll be able to drop back into it later. Why anchoring works. Anchoring works because of the way your brain links stimuli and responses. The gesture becomes a physical cue for your nervous system to recreate the emotional and physiological state you anchored into it. Over time, this becomes almost automatic. In the main 33-second exercise, this anchor will act like a switch, instantly calling up the feeling and amplifying your signal. Review of the preparation phase. Before you ever hit send on your energetic signal, you will 1. Calm the mind, creating space for clarity. 2. Connect without fear, ensuring you're broadcasting abundance, not lack. 3. Anchor the state physically so you can re-enter it instantly. Do not underestimate this stage. Skipping preparation is like trying to sprint without warming up. You might move, but you won't get the full speed or power you're capable of. A subtle but powerful warning. While practicing these steps, you might notice a temptation creeping in. The temptation to check whether he's feeling it yet. Resist. That's the old pattern. Remember, your goal is to become the woman who already knows, not the woman who is waiting for evidence. The minute you slip into doubt or desperation, you dilute the signal you're building. That's why we'll also cover later on how to maintain your vibration after the exercise, so it can do its work without you pulling it up by the roots. Up until now, you've been laying the foundation. You've calmed your mind so it won't interrupt. You've shifted your emotional state from lack to certainty. You've charged your physical anchor so it's ready to trigger the feeling instantly. Now we enter the moment of truth, the 33 seconds where you send the signal. This is not 33 seconds of wishful thinking. This is not hoping he thinks of you. This is about locking into the exact vibration of being thought of right now and holding it with such coherence that his subconscious mind feels it like a tap on the shoulder. Setting the conditions. Before you start, there is one non-negotiable condition. For these 33 seconds, you must be completely undistracted. No checking your phone halfway through. No wondering if you're doing it right. No letting fear sneak in. You, your intention, and your gesture. That's it. If you're interrupted or your mind wanders too far, simply pause, reset, and start again. Think of it like a performance. You only need 33 seconds of perfect presence. But in those seconds, you must give it your all. The gesture as your switch. Before you begin, prepare the anchor gesture you chose in Part 2. Whether it's placing your right hand on your chest, touching your forehead, or clasping your hands, this is your switch. Once you activate it, your body will instantly start recalling the emotional state you've linked to it. The 3 phases of the 33 seconds. We divide the 33 seconds into 3 distinct phases. 1. The exact moment he thinks of you. 2. The elevated emotion. 3. The energetic closure. Let's go through each one in detail. Phase 1. The exact moment he thinks of you. About 11 seconds. Close your eyes and breathe in through your nose, slow and steady. On your exhale, activate your gesture. Now, picture this. He's in an ordinary place, maybe at home, maybe at work, maybe running errands. He's not trying to think of you. He's busy with his own day. And then, without warning, an image of you appears in his mind. It's not a decision. It's not planned. It's like you just show up there. He pauses for a fraction of a second. Maybe he remembers your voice. Maybe he recalls the exact shade of your eyes in a certain light. Maybe he hears your laughter echo in his mind. He doesn't question why. He just feels it. The key here: don't just see this scene. Be in it. Notice how your body feels, knowing he's thinking of you in this exact moment. Does your chest feel warmer? Do your shoulders drop in relaxation? Do you feel a subtle glow under your skin? Breathe that feeling deeper into your body. Let it become the air you're breathing. Phase 2. The elevated emotion. About 11 seconds. Now, we charge this mental image with elevated emotion. The 4 most powerful emotions for this phase are self-love. I am worthy of being remembered. Gratitude. Thank you for this connection. Peace. I don't have to chase what is already here. Certainty. I am on his mind now. Choose one or blend them, but let the emotions swell in your chest like sunlight breaking through clouds. Here's how to lock it in while holding your gesture. Say to yourself, either out loud or silently, I am being thought of. I am being remembered. I am in his mind without demanding it. And I know it because I feel it. Don't say it as a hope. Say it as a fact. Your tone, even in your own head, should be the same tone you'd use to say, my name is. Undeniable, obvious, already true. Notice how your body responds. You might feel tingles in your arms, a shift in your breathing, or a smile forming naturally. That's your energy field aligning. That's the moment the signal is at full strength. Phase 3. The energetic closure. About 11 seconds. We don't just drop the signal abruptly. We close it with intention, like ending a conversation knowing you've been heard. Here's how. Gently release the mental image of him. Don't push it away with sadness. Let it fade with gratitude. Take a final deep inhale. On your exhale, release your gesture. Say this closing sentence. May my signal be projected where it is meant to be received. May the response come without me seeking it. I am open to the sign. I am ready for the mirror. That's it. The signal is sent. What just happened? In these 33 seconds, you did 3 critical things. 1. Focused your mind on one coherent image of him thinking of you. 2. Elevated your emotional state to match the reality you want. 3. Released it with trust so the energy can move without interference. From a psychological standpoint, you imprinted this state into your subconscious through mental imagery, emotional charge, and physical anchoring. From an energetic standpoint, you created a resonance in your electromagnetic field that mirrors the state you want him to feel. Common mistakes to avoid during the 33 seconds. Even though the technique is short, there are 3 ways you can unintentionally weaken it. 1. Thinking about getting it right. If you're worried about doing it perfectly, your focus is split. Trust that your preparation already set the stage. 2. Letting doubt creep in mid-signal. If a thought like, "What if he's not thinking of me?" pops up, acknowledge it silently and return to the feeling without judgment. 3. Overcomplicating the scene. Don't try to script what he's wearing, what time it is, what he's doing. Keep it simple. He pauses, and you are in his mind. How you'll know it's working. After doing the technique, most women notice one of 3 things, sometimes within hours. A sudden sense of peace and confidence that wasn't there before. A subtle but unmistakable physical sensation. Warmth, tingling, lightness. External echoes, like his name coming up unexpectedly, a dream about him, or an actual message. Remember, these are confirmations, not the goal. The goal is the inner state. The outer signs are just the ripples. Why only 33 seconds, you might wonder, if this works? Why not do it for 5 minutes? Because emotional intensity peaks quickly. After about half a minute, the mind tends to wander, doubts sneak in, or the energy starts to diffuse. The 33-second frame is long enough to build the signal to full strength, but short enough to keep it pure. Think of it like lighting a match. You need only a moment of full flame to ignite the connection. The 33-second activation is powerful, but the work doesn't stop the moment you release your gesture. In fact, this next phase determines whether the signal you sent ripples into reality or dissipates unnoticed. The post-activation phase is about 3 key principles: detachment, alignment, and subtle reinforcement. Principle 1. Detachment. Letting the signal breathe. Right after the 33-second activation, your first impulse might be to check your phone, overthink, or imagine all the ways he could respond. This is a natural human reaction, but it's exactly what blocks your signal. Think of the 33-second activation like sending a letter through a perfect courier. If you keep peeking into the mailbox every 5 minutes, the letter's magic starts to fade. How to detach properly. 1. Shift your focus outward. Do something unrelated. Work, a hobby, a walk, anything that keeps your mind busy without obsessing over him. 2. Maintain the inner certainty. Even while distracted, remind yourself internally. The signal is sent. The process is working without my interference. 3. Avoid dramatizing thoughts like, "Why hasn't he responded yet?" or "Did I do it right?" Collapse the energy you created. Replace them with neutral statements. All is unfolding naturally. Psychology behind detachment. When you detach, you stop overloading the subconscious mind with competing messages. Your inner certainty becomes a constant, unshakable vibration. Principle 2. Alignment. Keeping your energy in sync. Detachment is important, but it's not enough. You also need to maintain alignment, a state where your energy, emotions, and actions match the reality you've activated. Think of alignment like tuning a radio. If your energy, thoughts, and actions are out of sync, you'll pick up static. When you're aligned, you resonate at the same frequency as the reality you want. Steps for maintaining alignment. 1. Embody the feeling of being thought of. This doesn't mean imagining him constantly. It means carrying the same energy you had during the activation. Calm certainty, elevated emotion, and self-love. 2. Keep actions congruent. Don't try to force contact or overplan interactions. Your outer world should reflect your inner state. Confident, calm, natural. 3. Practice micro moments of reinforcement. For example, during a quiet moment, smile and recall the elevated emotion from your activation. This refreshes the signal subtly without overdoing it. Principle 3. Subtle reinforcement. Tiny ripples, big effect. After detachment and alignment, you can add micro-reinforcements. Tiny, unobtrusive actions that strengthen your 33-second signal. Examples: your favorite fragrance or song. Wear or play something that was present during your activation. Sensory triggers help anchor your emotional signal. Positive self-talk. A single line each day. I am thought of naturally and effortlessly. Small, confident actions. Texting or calling with lighthearted energy. If you feel inspired, the key is effortless, not desperate. Subtle reinforcements act like small pebbles in a pond. Each ripple amplifies the original signal without drowning it. Common pitfalls after activation. Even after sending the signal correctly, these mistakes can reduce its potency. 1. Overanalyzing. Checking his social media obsessively, replaying conversations, or questioning what-ifs. Fix. Keep a set boundary for mental review. No more than once or twice a day, briefly. Then shift focus to emotional desperation. Frustration, anxiety, or neediness distorts the vibration you created. Fix. Anchor yourself in elevated emotion with your gesture or a small meditation whenever tension rises. 3. Interrupting natural timing. Forcing contact before the universe has time to respond. Fix. Trust in the timing. Allow the signal to manifest in its own rhythm. Tracking your results without obsession. You don't need to obsessively monitor him to know your activation is working. Instead, watch for subtle signs, unexpected mentions of you, dreams, or intuitive nudges, shifts in his behavior that feel natural, not forced. Tip: keep a small journal. Log just your internal feelings and microsigns. Avoid writing long plans or fantasies. This maintains clarity and focus. Integrating the 33-second activation into daily life. The best results happen when the 33-second activation isn't a one-off trick, but a consistent, energetic practice. Here's how to integrate it naturally. 1. Weekly activations. Repeat the 33-second process 2-3 times a week to maintain clarity and intensity. 2. Daily micro-moments. Quick 10 to 15-second recalls of elevated emotion while commuting, showering, or walking. 3. Mind-body connection. Yoga, stretching, or deep breathing enhances your resonance and keeps your body aligned with your intention. The point is to remain a living, breathing source of the energy you want to project, not a rigid, task-oriented magician. Psychological reinforcement. Here's a subtle psychological trick. After sending the signal, act as if it's already received. Your subconscious mind doesn't differentiate imagined reality from real reality when you feel it deeply. By living as if the thought of connection exists, you reinforce the energetic bridge and remove resistance. Remember, your outer actions are the reflection of your inner state. When your inner state is calm, confident, and elevated, your outer reality will mirror it. Final checklist, post-activation. 1. Detach completely. No mental checking in. 2. Align your energy. Carry certainty, self-love, and gratitude. 3. Use subtle reinforcement. Tiny reminders, positive micro-actions, sensory triggers. 4. Avoid pitfalls. No overanalyzing, desperation, or forced contact. 5. Observe quietly. Watch for signs and trust timing. You've already learned how to send the signal and maintain it afterward. Now we're going deeper, enhancing your energy, using environmental cues, and layering your mental focus to make the signal nearly irresistible, without stress, desperation, or overthinking. This part introduces 3 main methods: sensory anchors, energetic layering, and micromagnetic behaviors. Method 1. Sensory anchors. Physical triggers for emotional resonance. Sensory anchors are tools to link a feeling to a tangible stimulus, so your elevated energy can be stored and recalled. Humans are wired to respond to sights, sounds, and smells. Using them strategically amplifies your signal. How to create a sensory anchor. 1. Pick a unique stimulus. Fragrance, a perfume, essential oil, or scented lotion. Sound, a specific song, tone, or even a subtle hum. Touch, a silky scarf, bracelet, or ring. 2. Associate the stimulus with elevated emotion. During your 33-second activation, engage the stimulus intentionally. For example, lightly touch your bracelet while imagining being deeply thought of and appreciated. 3. Reinforce later. In the days after activation, briefly recall the elevated feeling while re-engaging the anchor. This refreshes the energetic imprint without overthinking. Why it works? The brain encodes emotions alongside sensory input. Re-triggering the sense brings back the emotional signal, creating a subtle, energetic pull toward you. Method 2. Energetic layering, multi-dimensional focus. Energetic layering is a way to strengthen your 33-second signal by stacking complementary energies, like stacking blocks of vibration layers. You can use one visual layer. Imagine a brief, clear image of the desired interaction. Keep it simple. One small, vivid snapshot, not an entire fantasy. 2. Emotional layer. Overlay elevated emotions, joy, confidence, self-worth. Feel it fully in your body. 3. Subconscious layer. Affirm internally. I am naturally thought of and appreciated. Say it silently, letting it sink below conscious awareness. 4. Environmental layer. Combine your sensory anchors with the mental layers. For example, smell your perfume, visualize the interaction, and feel the emotion simultaneously. Why it works? Layering makes the signal multidimensional. Instead of a single mental wave, you're sending a vibrational storm that interacts with his subconscious at multiple levels. Important caution: avoid overcomplicating. Too many layers can create tension. Keep each layer subtle and effortless. The goal is resonance, not mental gymnastics. Method 3. Micromagnetic behaviors, subtle outer cues. These are small, natural actions that hint at your elevated energy without forcing interaction. They enhance the effect of your 33-second signal in real life. Examples. 1. Body language cues. Stand or sit with open posture, relaxed shoulders, and subtle smiles. Confidence is magnetic. 2. Timing and presence. A brief eye contact or light laugh when you do interact naturally reinforces the signal. 3. Lifestyle magnetism. Engage in hobbies, fitness, or activities that bring joy. The energy you exude draws attention effortlessly. Key principle. These behaviors are extensions of your inner state, not tools to make him notice. When you genuinely feel elevated, your actions naturally reflect it, combining all methods. The real power comes from integrating sensory anchors, energetic layering, and micromagnetic behaviors. Here's a simple routine. 1. Activation. 33 seconds. Use the gesture, focus on your emotion, and imagine a positive interaction. 2. Anchor engagement. Touch your bracelet or inhale your scent during activation. 3. Layering. Visualize, feel, and silently affirm simultaneously. 4. Post-activation micro-behaviors. Continue your day confidently with open body language and engaging energy. Example routine. Morning. Quick 33-second activation with visual, emotional, and subconscious layers. Apply fragrance as an anchor. Throughout the day, when you pass a reflective surface, recall the feeling subtly. Smile lightly. Maintain open posture and enjoy your activities. Timing and patience. Even with advanced techniques, timing matters. Signals need space to manifest. Avoid rushing results or checking obsessively. Subtle signs may appear. Sudden thoughts or dreams, unplanned mentions, or attention from him. Inner knowing or synchronicities. Notice patterns quietly and not obsessively. Your signal's potency grows when your mind trusts the process and stays calm. Optional amplifiers for those who want to experiment further. 1. Environmental synchronization. Do your activations in environments where you already feel grounded, secure, and naturally confident. Your energy carries more power when it rises from spaces that already support your sense of ease. 2. Mirror practice. From time to time, look at yourself in the mirror while reconnecting with that elevated emotional state. Seeing your own reflection while feeling empowered strengthens self-worth and deepens the way you project that energy outward. 3. Energy tracking. Write down emotional changes, subtle signs, and moments of reinforcement as they happen. Do not overcomplicate it with long plans. Simply observe the small patterns. Those tiny shifts help intensify the process, though they are not required. If you master the core methods and stay aligned after each activation, that alone is more than enough to create powerful results. Common questions about deeper amplification. Q1. Can I do more than one 33-second activation in a single day? Yes, but give them space. Each activation should feel natural and relaxed, never strained. Too much effort creates resistance. Q2. What if doubt appears while I am layering? Stop for a moment. Breathe deeply and return to your inner certainty. Even a short reset of 3 to 5 seconds can restore your energy and focus. Q3. How quickly will I start seeing results? That depends. Some people notice movement within days, while others see changes unfold over several weeks. Keep your attention on alignment rather than immediate proof. Patience strengthens the process. Final words for amplified manifestation. 1. Keep it light. Force and overanalyzing weaken the signal. 2. Rely on repetition, not fixation. Weekly activations combined with small daily moments work best. 3. Trust your inner guidance. Quiet signs, nudges, and subtle shifts are often part of the unfolding. 4. Stay connected to joy and self-love. The more naturally confident and genuinely fulfilled you feel, the stronger your energy becomes. If you are ready to elevate your energy even further, do not miss the deeper secrets behind strengthening your 33-second activation and building magnetic confidence every single day. Subscribe now and join this community for clear guidance, practical steps, and exclusive insights that can transform the way you connect with the people and opportunities meant for you. Press subscribe and begin today. You are elevated.